This is part 3 of the 3X creatures from the Harry Potter universe. On the channel, you can find parts 1 and 2, as well as the 4 and 5X creatures. Number 21. Niffler. Nifflers are rodent-like creatures with a long platypus-like snout and fluffy, black fur. Native to Great Britain, they live in burrows up to 6 meters deep underground, and females produce 6 to 8 young in a single litter. They are attracted to shiny things, which makes them wonderful for locating treasure, but that also means they can cause havoc if kept or let loose indoors. Nifflers, in general, are generally harmless. Students at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry learn about nifflers in Care of Magical Creatures, an elective subject that can be taken in the 3rd year of their education. Nifflers are assigned to the Curse Breakers by the Chief Goblin of Gringotts to dig underground in search of hidden treasure in cursed sites. The Strange, Obscure, and Confusing Cases Division uses nifflers that have abilities far beyond those of a normal niffler, such as sniffing out all sorts of things, surveillance and reconnaissance, and perhaps even some defense. Nifflers have a pouch on their belly that contains much more than initially seems possible, such as the effects of an undetectable extension charm on a container. A niffler's pouch can hold numerous items. They are docile by nature and can even be affectionate with their owners. However, they can destroy belongings in pursuit of shiny objects, so it is not advisable to keep them as pets. It is also implied that they can become violent if provoked, as the second niffler released into Dolores Umbridge's office apparently tries to tear off a piece of her leg. Number 22. Nogtail. The nogtail is a demon resembling a stunted piglet, but with narrow black eyes, a thick stubby tail, and long legs. It is found primarily in rural areas of Europe, America, and Russia. Nogtails sneak into pig pens and suckle a common sow, along with her babies. The longer the nogtail remains undetected, the longer the infestation persists on the farm. Exceptionally fast and difficult to catch, the only way to ensure the nogtail doesn't return is to chase it away with a pure white dog. The pest branch of the Department for the Regulation and Control of Magical Creatures of the British Ministry of Magic maintains a pack of 12 albino bloodhounds specifically for this purpose. Some wizards also hunt nogtails for fun. Number 23. Pixie. The pixie, or Cornish pixie, is a small, bright blue, mischievous, magical beast. The pixie can fly and is known to have a chaotic flight pattern. They are mischievous tricksters who enjoy picking people up by their ears and depositing them on the tops of trees and buildings, demonstrating their strength for creatures of their tiny size. They can also steal things. Pixies make squeaky sounds and can only communicate with each other. Their voices are described as so shrill they sound like a bunch of budgies arguing. Unlike fairies who lay eggs, pixies give birth to live young. Number 24. Plimpy. The plimpy is a small, round, magical fish with 2 webbed feet. It lives in deep lakes and feeds on water snails. It is not dangerous, but it nibbles at the feet and clothing of unwary swimmers. The plimpy's eyes are used in potions. The sea folk consider the plimpy a pest and combat it by tying its legs in a knot and letting it drift. It is one of the creatures in the Magical Creatures Reserve, occupying the Great Lake south of Hogwarts Castle. The swallowing plimpy is supposedly a type of plimpy that repels the gertie root plant. However, they are most likely fictional. Number 25. Pogrebin. The pogrebin is a 30-centimeter tall Russian demon with a hairy body and a large gray head. The pogrebin is attracted to humans and enjoys following them. When a tailed human turns around, the pogrebin crouches down and, due to its large head, resembles a rock. If the beast manages to follow a human for a few hours, a feeling of despair and worthlessness overcomes them. When the victim sits or kneels to weep over the futility of it all, the pogrebin attacks and attempts to devour them. Fortunately, it can be fought off with simple dark charms, stunning spells, or kicks. Number 26. Redcap. These dwarf-like creatures live in holes in old battlefields, or wherever human blood has been spilled. They are small, dwarf-like magical beasts that inhabit places where human blood is shed, such as castle dungeons, the hollows of ancient battlefields, or underground holes. Redcaps are typically between 3 and 5 feet tall, have red eyes, and long, sharp claws. Although easily repelled by charms and hexes, they are very dangerous to lone muggles, whom they attempt to bludgeon to death on dark nights. Redcaps are most common in northern Europe. They can be repelled by dousing them with a beautifying potion, as their temporary beautiful appearance is repulsive to them. Redcaps are less dangerous during their mating season, as they are more interested in attacking each other than any invaders of their territory. The Enchanted Garden, where the Wizarding School's Potions Championship is held, houses an ancient battlefield infested with redcaps, which competitors must evade or defeat in order to pass. Number 27. Fire-dwelling salamander. It is a small lizard that can emit a lot of heat, ideal for reheating dishes. Fire-dwelling salamanders, also called fire salamanders or simply salamanders, are small magical lizards that dwell in fire and feed on flames. They are a possible corporeal form of the Patronus charm. Salamanders are born from salamander fires and live as long as the flames from which they were born continue to burn. However, if fed pepper, they can survive outdoors, away from the flames, for up to 6 hours. The salamander's color depends on the heat of the fire that lights it, and it produces hot flames on its own. The maximum number of hours a salamander can survive outside of fire, as well as the number of legs most salamanders have, is 6. Therefore, salamanders are used in the runic alphabet to represent the number 6. Salamander blood possesses powerful regenerative and healing properties, and is used as an ingredient in the making of numerous potions. There are different types of salamanders, such as the blue and scarlet. There is also a variant species called the ice salamander, which, rather than living in fire, is closely related to ice. Scale rot is a disease that can affect both salamanders and dragons. If left untreated, it can cause a salamander's tail to shed. Number 28. Sea serpent. The sea serpent is a magical aquatic beast found in several seas around the world, including the Atlantic, Pacific, and Mediterranean. The British Ministry of Magic established a sea serpent sanctuary in the Hebrides to care for sea serpents. Interestingly, the world's best-known sea serpent, the Loch Ness Monster, is not actually a sea serpent. It is a kelpie, whose favorite form is that of a sea serpent. Apparently related to the sea serpent is the loch serpent, of which there is one known variety, the Norwegian Selma. As a juvenile, a sea serpent can reach about 15 meters in length, while adults can reach over 30 meters. They have a horse's head and a snake's body, and their appearance is fearsome. Despite this, a sea serpent is not known to harm a human, despite Muggle stories of encounters with these beasts. Number 29. Shrake. The shrake is a magically created species of fish found in the Atlantic Ocean. The creature is covered in spines and seeks out and destroys Muggle fishing nets. Its spines can be used as an ingredient in potions. Shrakes were supposedly created in the early 19th century by a group of wizard fishermen who had been insulted by Muggles. By damaging the nets Muggles used to fish in that area of the sea, it causes countless problems. Number 30. Streeler. Native to Africa, the streeler has spread and is bred by wizards in Europe, Asia, and North America. The streeler changes color every hour and leaves behind a trail of venom so toxic that it burns all vegetation it touches. Streelers have sharp spines on their shells, which also inject venom. This defense likely scares off or kills attackers, such as birds and small and medium-sized rodents. It's a popular pet for those who enjoy its kaleidoscopic color changes. Streeler venom is one of the few known substances that can kill horklumps. Wearing thick protective gloves is one way to avoid stings from a streeler's extremely toxic shell. In the future, I'll feature the Ministry of Magic-rated creatures from the Harry Potter universe, which are classified as X-rated 2 and X-rated 1. Subscribe so you don't miss it.